All right. Hold on. Give me one quick second. Okay, you wanna stop doing that? Give me one quick second. Give me one quick second. Okay. Get some people in here. Wait for some people to get in here. All right. Wait for some people to get in here. And then we will start. Put my headphones on just in case. All right. All right. Wait for some people to get in here. Hold on. All right. Cool. All right. All right. So just making sure all this is good, all this is straight. Good to go. Okay, good. All right. It's a little early, but trying to make sure all this is straight and then get into it. All right. So while people get in here, we're just gonna be talking about IAAPA. We're just gonna be talking about IAAPA, some Florida visits, and then some other stuff that I'll show on camera and stuff like that. So we'll show stuff like that and stuff. What's good? What's good? Just chilling. I've been wanting to do this stream for a while. With Thanksgiving and stuff, it was pretty hard. So appreciate you being here. You already know. So first I will probably talk about IAAPA since that was the biggest thing. Um, that was probably the biggest thing for like the year. So we'll talk about that and then we'll go. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry, don't worry. Don't worry. All right. So first, I'm gonna get into IAAPA. If there's any questions, put them in chat. If there's any questions, put them in chat. I'll get through it while like I'll talk about IAAPA. I'm going to try to like present like my screen so like I could share some stuff for IAAPA and like go down by down. So hold on. That's what I'm probably gonna do, actually. So I'm probably gonna go down by down to share a little bit of stuff from IAAPA. And then that's what we're gonna do. So I'll present my screen right now. Okay. So I don't know if y'all can see the screen. Um, we're gonna like double down some stuff from IAPA, and then we're gonna talk about the big things that were revealed from IAPA. So this right here was one of the biggest things for IAPA. Like entirely. This right here is Takani Beast. Takani Beast. Takani Beast is going to a new park coming in 2025 in Mexico, just right out the airport in Mexico. So when you go to Mexico and you go to their airport, Mexico's airport, I forgot what airport it is, but the park, Bond Vedanta World Bond Luxury Theme Park is not far from the airport. I think Vedanta World told me it was at least like I think 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes from the airport. So it's cool having this coaster. It's cool having this coaster near the airport because obviously transportation is pretty easy from 20 minutes. So this was the biggest one, which I will show a video about. But Takani Beast is a double launch coaster by Vekoma. And like I said, Vekoma has been on a roll. Vekoma has been on a roll, and I absolutely love what Vekoma been doing. We have some great things coming by Vekoma in the future. We have some great stuff coming by Vekoma next year. We had some great stuff coming by Vekoma previously. So Vekoma has been on a roll, and I told people Vekoma is going to be the next one up, and they are showing why they're going to be the next one up. We had Phonics. Phonics, I heard, was completely amazing, smooth, whippy, some great pops here and there. We have some new stuff coming. Flash vertical velocity. You'll be it's a Vekoma boom super boomerang. You'll be launching forwards, going through the course forwards, and then you'll be coming through the course backwards. I heard the one in China is actually pretty good. So this is the first ever kind super boomerang in North America at this moment. And then also another model that we have the first ever in North America to ever stand on North America, the tilt coaster coming to Cedar Point in 2025. That's insane that we have two things that were overseas that weren't ever in North America by Vekoma. Two things that were overseas by Vekoma coming to North America at the same time next year in 2025. The Super Boomerang and the Tilt Coaster, Siren's Curse, coming to Cedar Point. Siren's Curse will be giving you the feeling of a dive coaster while giving you that Vekoma layout feeling. A lot of inversions, some pops here and there, and just a smooth, enjoyable ride. Very intense, I heard. So I'm excited for those two things, for Vekoma. But Tukani Beast is another thing that I'm excited for. Tukani Beast is opening in 2026. I forgot to mention that. So it's insane how the timeline is going with some of these stuff. So we have Siren's Curse, we have a Vekoma Super Boomerang, we have a Tilt Coaster 2025, and then now we have a double launch coaster coming in 2026 by Vekoma at Vedanta World Bond Luxury Theme Park in 2026. It's insane. And I'll also show you some stuff by Vedanta World as well. I will show you some press stuff by Vedanta World as well. Some concepts of the park and how the park is going to look. We'll talk about that as well. So we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff on the stream. I don't want to hold y'all up. This is some moose stuff. SNS Hershey Parks, newest 2025 SNS Screaming Swing. And I will say I experienced my first ever SNS Screaming Swing on my Florida trip. And when I tell you, screaming swings are an incredible experience. Incredible experience. I used to think that Zemperila's Giant Discoveries were my favorite. No, SNS Screaming Swings is actually my favorite flat rod. See, the Giant Discoveries used to be my favorite flat rod before I rode the SNS Screaming Swing. I've been wanting to ride a Screaming Swing forever. When I first saw Serengeti Flyer, I rode my first ever SNS Screaming Swing at Lake Compounds, but it wasn't the compact high one. And it didn't do as much runs as the other big Screaming Swings does. But when I first rolled my biggest, like the fat, like the tallest Screaming Swing, incredible experience. I'll say incredible experience. Now this was one of my favorite moments from IAAPA, my interview with Adam Sandy. If you haven't checked out the interview with Adam Sandy, make sure to go check that out. There was a lot of awesome things talked about with Adam Sandy. There was a lot of future things that were that's in the works. There was a lot of future things talked about with Adam Sandy. And it was just a great experience getting to talk to Adam, knowing that me and Adam are connected, and me and Imperial are great friends, great connection right there. So it was great to be able to talk to Adam Sandy and be able to talk to him about some future stuff, talk to him about some past stuff, and talk to him about some stuff that were announced at IAAPA, which we will talk about pretty soon. This was pretty cool as well. The Raptor track. So RMC had their Raptor track, which is right here. This one is their iBox track, and this one is their RMC 208 track. So this is the 208, the metal, the black metal one. The white one is the Raptor track, which came from Silverwood. Actually, if you can see right here, this came from Silverwood. If you know, uh, Silverwood. Stunt Pilot. This came from Stunt Pilot. This I think came from this came from Air Force One. This right here came from Air Force One. This came from Stunt Pilot, and I don't know where this came from. I'm guessing Fun Spot for Mind Blower. I'm guessing from Mind Blower when they did Mind Blower when they did 208 for Mind Blower. I'm guessing this is from Mind Blower. So this is Air Force One. This is Stunt Pilot, and I'm guessing this is Mind Blower. I'm not too sure. And like I was talking about the SNS Screaming Swing, I can't wait to ride Twizzlers. Twizzlers is going to be the tallest Screaming Swing in North America. So I'm actually happy. I'm actually so hyped about that. The views you're going to get with Twizzlers Twisted Gravity is going to be absolutely insane. The views you're going to get is incredible. You're going to be able to have Great Bear right there. You're going to be able to see Sky Rush right there. You're going to be able to see a lot more in the park. Probably Wildcats Revenge from afar. You're going to be able to see Fahrenheit from afar and stuff like that. So that's going to be pretty cool. So that's from IAAPA. That's just some of the stuff from IAAPA that I did a wrap up for. But we're going to talk about first, we're probably going to talk about this, which is the biggest thing for IAAPA. And I'm going to see what you're listening chat for now. But for now, this is probably one of the biggest things for IAAPA. I will say for sure. This right here is the biggest thing, and that's Tucani Beast. Like I said, congrats to Vedanta World because this is an incredible addition. The trains are amazing and the layout is amazing. So it's absolutely crazy. So, like I said, it's a double launch coaster. There's some insane stuff that are in here. Like they said, 20 unique track elements, 6 inversions, and 34 track crossings. So 6 inversions. I know one of them is a cutback stall, which I think is pretty cool. They have a cutback stall, which I wish I can go through the video, which I probably can't. Yeah, probably can't go through the video. So if I can't go through the video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unshare this and I'm going to show y'all from the YouTube standpoint. Yes. Hold on. Let me unshare this. Yes, I will say that plot of land was a perfect fit for Twizzlers, and I'm so sad that I missed out on interviewing Quinn. I'm sad I missed out on interviewing Quinn because that's another person I wanted to interview so bad at IAPA. Because I wanted to see when was Twizzlers like in the talks, because that's actually the perfect spot for Twizzlers. So I really wanted to know when Twizzlers was in the talks, when Twizzlers was talked about to be able to bring it. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, this is another thing I wanted to talk about. So appreciate you for reminding me to talk about that. So yeah, I had a little incident where I was going to the airport to go to. I woke up at around like 2, 3, and I was going to the airport to go to Florida, obviously MCO, to go to IAPA. And I woke up around like 2, 3, 2:33, 2:30, 3 o'clock, because I'm not that far from there. So we get like we're driving, we're like a couple minutes there, blah blah blah. We're like 5 minutes there. And I get trapped. Like, if you know, I'm not gonna say the airport I live near, but there's Terminal B, Terminal A, Terminal B, Terminal C, Terminal A. So we're literally stuck. We're literally stuck. We can't move. And some guy decided to like drive up, because there was a space. There was a little bit of space from B and C where you can go to the left, no, go to the left or right, and then cross and then go in front of us. So a guy decided to cut through C, go in front of us, stop, and then literally just literally just rob me from my phone. So like literally just robbed me from my phone. And I couldn't even process anything. I won't go into details because I don't know how YouTube is with stuff like that. So basically, if I can't go into details, you know what I'm about to say. So I literally couldn't process anything because I literally just woke up. I was literally woke up like 20 minutes ago. I literally woke up 20, 30 minutes ago, took a shower and all of that, and got out the house quickly so I could catch my 6 o'clock flight. And it happened so fast to the point where I didn't even I couldn't even process anything. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know what was happening. I was just like, I couldn't even think because I was really still asleep. No, mentally, I was still asleep. Physically, I was there. So mentally, I didn't know what was happening because I wasn't asleep, but physically, I knew what was happening because my body's awake, but my mind is still asleep. Because I'm like up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I end up giving the dude the phone, and I literally had to find my way to IAPA, which thankfully I had my Mac with me. I had to find my way to IAPA with just a Mac. And if you can't, and I was debating on if I wanted to go or not. I was really debating if I wanted to go or not. Because I was literally like pacing in the airport. I was like pacing back and forth in the airport, thinking, should I go home? Should I go? Should I go home or should I go? But I remembered that, you know, I was able to buy something out there to get a phone. Um, so I literally just couldn't think of anything, and I couldn't post for like the first day of IAPA. I literally had to go get a phone at the end of IAPA, which was pretty insane. I had to literally go to T-Mobile to get a phone from like after IAPA, so I couldn't post anything until the day after, which is pretty insane. So it was an insane thing. All that happened, and it was just crazy. All that happened, and it was crazy. But that's what you call grind, and that's what you really call a grind, because some people wouldn't even go. And just I wanted the content so bad. I wanted it so bad to the point where I'm like, whatever. Forget the situation. I know what I can do when I get there. I know I have funds to be able to get another phone. So I'm gonna just go and enjoy the first day and then get a phone and then enjoy the rest of the trip. I wanted it that bad. That's how bad I want this content, and I'll be giving like some type of speech at the end because it's really like it sucked, but you can't really do anything about it. Yes, I agree. The view of Great Bear is going to be super dope. I agree, and I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I gotta check out about that. I'm not too sure. If they're fixing sky buckets, I'm not too sure about that. I think I would guess yes, but I'm not too entirely too sure. But I'll get you that answer for sure. All right. So one thing I wanted to talk about is let me see if I can pull it up. Uh, let me see if I can pull it up. Is for sure I want to talk about Vedanta World because that's like one of the best things I ever seen. Like, like probably the one of the best things ever. So let me. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm gonna be going through
Why
the.
is everyone spiraling
Okay.
over YouTube banning ad blockers? Like, chill, guys. Just use Pi. It's a free Chrome extension.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna be going through layout by layout. You already saw the beginning. So I'm gonna turn off the audio. Okay. So, like I said, double launch coaster. 20 unique track elements. Yeah, okay. I didn't want that to happen. Okay. So this layout, looks incredible. And there's some unique things about this layout that I'm going to pinpoint and like 16 seconds of airtime, which is amazing. For a double launch coaster, 16 seconds of airtime is absolutely amazing. So yes, so right here you see you launch out the station. Um, so I'm gonna pinpoint everything in the layout. You launch out the station. Obviously, you can see there's gonna be some theming or whatnot in the station. There's gonna be some theming in the station. I don't know what the theme is gonna be like. I guess there's gonna be some like some dragon like theming. As you can see, there's like a wall right here. Before you launch out. And I will say this is not going to be the last of the concepts. This is not going to be this is not going to be the last visuals for the concept. Which was told by Vedanta World, which Vedanta World told me this won't be the last like visual look of the concept. There's going to be some things changing. So obviously you launch out, you hit a wave turn, right here. So you hit a little wave turn and then you dip to the right. You hit a sharp turn. Well, not sharp turn, but you wave to the right. You hit a wave turn, then wave to the right. Then you cut through, and then you hit a little airtime moment right here, a little airtime hill, a little sidewards airtime hill right here. Not airtime hill, but airtime hump. You hit a little airtime hump, and then you hit a corkscrew into the station, which I think is cool. That is gonna be the station. Can you stop doing that? So if you remember phonics, think of this like phonics. So it's gonna do the same thing like phonics, how you hit a court school right above the station, and if you look up at the station, you'll be able to see like the coaster flying through, which I think is pretty cool. So this is gonna be like phonics moment. This is gonna be like a phonics moment. You hit a little side banks, then you hit another little airtime hump, hit another launch. Can it stop doing that? You hit another launch. Now this right here, Vacoma told me is one of their favorite moments because you already built up momentum from this second launch right here. This second launch, you already built up momentum. Now, this is their favorite moment because that right there is their top hat. That they said is their favorite top hat because of just it's so good. It's a double rollover top hat. So it's a double rollover top hat. The pacing and the way you're about to go through this top hat, absolutely incredible. So that's Vacoma's favorite moment. They were saying because of how the momentum is going to feel during that moment. And then this is what I was talking about, the giant cutback stall. And then you sway, you hit another little corkscrew. You hit a double up. Not a double up, just a double up. And then you cut through again. You do some tight turns, hit another airtime hill, and then you go into the station and roll into the station. This layout is probably going to be one of the funnest layouts, and I hope to ride this in 2026 because this layout looks incredible. I can already tell right now my favorite moment is going to be the double rollover top hat. Just how you sway into the top hat is going to be incredible. So that right there is probably going to be my favorite moment on this coaster for sure. And I can't say it enough. Congrats to Vedanta World because that's an incredible layout, like absolutely incredible. So another thing I wanted to talk about, another review I wanted to talk about is Zamperla and Park Sparrow during IAAPA. So this is a family throw launch coaster. So you launch out of the station just like Takani Beast, get a turn, and it's a family throw launch coaster, so it's not gonna be as intense as how some people are. You hit a double up, and then you hit a double uphill twice. You hit a swoop turn, you go left, right, hit a S bend, hit another S bend, and then you finally hit another turn, curve, and then here you hit the second launch, and you hit a switch left. So obviously it's telling you what's going to be like the main points of the layout. Hit an airtime hill. You hit another S bend. You hit another turn. This is probably going to be my favorite point of the layout because at this point you're going to go backwards. If you're going backwards on a coaster, that's probably one of my favorite like moments on a coaster. If you're going backwards, that's probably one of my favorite layouts on a coaster, going backwards. So you hit a dead end and then you do everything over backwards, which is probably my like favorite thing about coasters is doing elements backwards. So that was just some stuff about IAAPA. Also the double heart coaster. The double heart coaster that was talked about. Um, so yeah, the double heart coaster was actually also talked about. Um, there's two double hearts going. Both are in Asia. The double heart coasters. I think they're the 75 millimeter. I think they're the 75 millimeter double hearts. There's multiple double hearts that can go. I think the highest is 75 millimeter double heart. So that's pretty insane that they can go that far. Oh, great question. Actually, thank you for reminding me that. Let me present this like one more time. Actually, let me do that one more time. Uh, okay. So this coaster is going to Park Sparrow. It's a Naruto themed coaster. We don't have a name for it yet. Park Sparrow didn't give us a name as of yet. I don't think they thought of a name as of yet, but we just know that it's a Naruto themed coaster. I forgot to say that. Thank you. Yes, so it's a Naruto themed family launch coaster because Parks Rule wanted a Naruto themed coaster and they wanted a layout that fits Naruto themed, as you could say. And they're gonna have some Naruto theming around the coaster and stuff like that. So we don't have a name as of yet. We just know that it's Naruto themed. But when we do have a name, I'll happily share that and happily like review stuff like that, which I think we should have a name for the coaster not too long. I forgot when this coaster is opening. 2026, I think, right? It should be opening, I think, in 2026. Yes. It's set to open in 2026 with Tukani Beast. So Tukani Beast and this the Naruto themed coaster will be opening in 2026. Both will be opening in 2026. So I forgot to state that a little bit. My fault. So so I'm gonna talk about my Florida visits because that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Um, my Florida visits were pretty fun, I will say. Um, First we did park visits. I want to say park visits. First we did Busch Gardens Tampa on Wednesday. Busch Gardens Tampa was absolutely dead, and I was definitely reminded of why Iron Gwazi is one of the best in the world. I haven't ridden Iron Gwazi in like two years. No, yeah, 2 years actually. I have not ridden Iron Gwazi in 2 years. I have not ridden that thing in 2 years, which is pretty insane. So yeah, like, dude, it was dead. It was dead. Like, I would say the longest we waited was probably like 15 minutes for Kumba because Kumba went down and then we just sat there and waited for the ride to like come back, like open back up. Because Kumba was supposed to open with the park and it ended up going down as soon as it sent out a test train and went down and didn't open until like 3 o'clock. And then there was like 3 more hours of Kumba. So I got like 2 rides on Kumba. But yeah, it was pretty dead. Iron Gwazi was like the highest wait was like 10 minutes, maybe like not even 10, actually, like 5 minutes max, maybe 8, 5 minutes max. Actually, it was a station wait. But at towards like the end of the day, it did get to like a 5 minute wait, maybe like a couple of trains, like a 2 train wait. So it was pretty like dead. It was pretty dead. Also, that visit, I rode Phoenix Rising for the first time, which I will say I'm actually pretty surprised by the layout. It was better than what I thought. Honestly, it was better than what I thought going into the layout. There's a lot of pops of air. There's a lot of whip. There's a lot of like great sensation you get in the front with the speed, the whip, the air, like little pops of air here and there on some of the tight turns and some of the tight turns and some of the like high speed like moments you get like thrown out your seat a little bit, which I thought was pretty insane. It was pretty cool. It's it gives me like Phoenix at Dino's Wonder Wheel vibes. It gives me that type of vibes. Like Dino's Wonder Wheel Phoenix, it gives you great pops of air, it gives you that speed in the front, it gives you that whip. So these coasters are pretty fun, actually, and that makes me very excited for Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge, which I will be getting into a little bit as well. Yeah, so it literally like shocked me a lot and it has me excited. The only thing I'm concerned about is the little shakiness with like the layout. It was a little bit shaky here and there, which I don't have a problem with. I'm not the one to like complain, and whatever the case may be, I'm not the one to complain. But it was a little shaky here and there during the layout. So that sorry. That didn't take away from the ride. What really shocked me was literally the pops of air that you got on some parts of that coaster. It really shocked me the most. Another thing was I rode Falcon's Fury for the first time as well. When I went to Busch Gardens Tampa, Falcon's Fury was closed, and I heard it was closed for well, it was closed for a while. Now it seems like Falcon's Fury is open like every visit for people, which I'm actually happy for. Falcon's Fury is my favorite drop tower of all time. I used to say it was Zumanjaro. Falcon Fury is probably my favorite drop tower of all time. That experience is like no other. The way you're dropped and you're just have your stomach pushed against the restraint while dropping is just it feels like you're dropping on rocks because the restraint's so hard, and then your body is like put pressure on the restraint because you're leaned against the restraint because you're leaning as you're like dropping. It's like a surreal feeling. And then the views up there is incredible. Everything about Falcon's Fury is incredible. It's intense. You never know when it's gonna drop, actually. Because I try to predict it, and they actually dropped it. Like I'll say, like a couple of seconds after I thought they were gonna drop it. So it's a surreal feeling. Actually, it's a surreal feeling. Um, what else? What else did I do? No, Thursday I went back to IAAPA SeaWorld. I rode Penguin Trek for the first time as well. I think Penguin Trek is very cute. It's a cute coaster. I love the theme. I think SeaWorld absolutely killed it with the theme. That I was very concerned about with the theming and how the atmosphere is gonna look. Killed it. Absolutely killed it. I would say SeaWorld absolutely did an incredible job with the theming with Penguin Trek. Outside looks incredible. There's like icebergs everywhere outside the coaster. I love the expedition. I said expedition. I love the cafe that they have right across from Penguin Trek. They have it like a Penguin Trek rescue type. It's like a. I'm trying to. It's like a rescue Penguin Trek cargo like theming vibe, and I absolutely love it. Even the lockers too. The lockers have like icebergs here and there around the lockers, which I think is pretty cool. The queue is awesome. I love the queue. Like how they have like the penguin rescue stuff around the queue. I love the ending as well. The ending with the penguins. You can see the penguins at the end. I thought that was an incredible idea. That's what I thought they were gonna do. I didn't think they were gonna go through with it, but they ended up going through with it, and that was an incredible experience. I think that was probably the best thing because when I see people go through the ending, a lot of the kids and parents are just so happy to see the penguins at the end. Everybody you see has a smile on their face at the end when they're walking through the exit and they're seeing the penguins. It's just a smile on their face for everybody. Because you really don't have to go through the tour. You can literally just ride Penguin Trek and then see the penguins. And then everybody's face just like everybody's face glows up when going through the ending for Penguin Trek, which I think is absolutely amazing. I think they did an incredible idea with that, and I love that. What else? Oh, Pipeline, incredible as always. Definitely one of my top favorites in my lineup. I might do a top 25 this year. I don't know for sure, but I might do a top 25 this year. I don't know for sure, but Pipeline is definitely up there. That thing has been going on my rankings slowly by slowly by slowly, and it's just a fun ride. You can't go wrong with a ride on Pipeline. Mako's still good. Icebreaker is a slept on ride. That's one ride I feel like needs more recognition. Icebreaker, incredible. You can't go wrong with a ride on Icebreaker. Probably one of the most, I will say it right now, probably one of the most ridiculous airtime moments at that park. And probably one of the ridiculous airtime moments out there. The way you get thrown up out your seat, especially without the comfort collars now, you get thrown out of your seat, like ridiculous, like thrown out of your seat, and it's funny. It's like a funny, scary moment because the way you get thrown out of your seat for a supposed family coaster was insane. They advertised it as a family coaster, and the way you were getting ejected, you're really getting ejected every time on something that was supposed to be a family coaster. To think about that is absolutely insane. Like to think about how you're getting ejected every time for 4 moments, no, actually 2 moments, 3 moments actually on what was supposed to be a family coaster, mind-boggling. The backwards hump into the spike, ejector like crazy. That moment you absolutely get thrown, and you're getting thrown backwards. Going forwards, you get thrown out of your seat again. It's like a regular ejector airtime moment, and it's insane. That pop. ejected airtime moment is insane. Top hat. Honestly, the top hat, it depends on where you sit, actually. Icebreaker, the ejector is dependent on where you sit. In the front, you get floater. It's like flow ejector, actually. It's like flow ejector. In the back, you get straight ejector. Like, it's insane. And so what was supposed to be a family coaster, that's actually insane. And I think I did SeaWorld for the rest of the time. I did. I did SeaWorld for the rest of the time. I did do coasters in the dark. I absolutely recommend coasters in the dark. I can't recommend that enough. Coasters in the dark is absolutely insane. Um, Riding coasters until midnight was a surreal feeling. And it was a feeling that I never thought I would like feel like riding coasters in the midnight with decorations was absolutely insane. It was amazing. Penguin truck riding in decorations around and all of that, which you will see. I have POVs of all of that. I will be releasing those POVs here and there because it's the off season, so I'm trying to spread out a lot of content. I'm not trying to just throw out content right there and then be out of content and then just try to throw videos out there. So I'm gonna try to spread out content. So you'll see some of these POVs pretty soon, maybe like January. You'll see probably one of them this month, but in January, February, you will see some of those POVs spread it out. You'll probably see some of those POVs here and there. What else? But yeah, a lot of the POVs on this trip you will see spread it out throughout December, January, and February. I just don't want to throw all of them out there and then just have no content. So, but I will be throwing out a Penguin Trek review, Phoenix Rising review, maybe even Falcons Fury and Serengeti Flyer. Because I know I say this is a well, no, it's park visits actually. So I do like anything. So I will be doing a review on Penguin Trek, Phoenix Rising, Serengeti Flyer, and Falcons Fury, all for my first ever ride. And you'll hear a review sometime pretty soon about all four. Pretty soon. So that was just a little rant. Yes, that the ride that me and Backrows got was pretty insane. It was ridiculous. The rides that we got on, we did a little marathon on Icebreaker, and it was dead for that too. And the rides we got were pretty ridiculous. They were ridiculous, and it was like surreal with how much more love I have for that ride. I loved it when I first rode it. I used to praise that ride. That ride was a ride I used to praise like forever. And I still praise it to this day. That ride is absolutely incredible. Icebreaker is so slept on. And I think what made it even better is that Premier Rides took off the copper collars. That was probably the best decision they ever made for a coaster. That was probably the most ridiculous thing that was done for that coaster. Comfort collars being removed, you really feel more movement. You feel the airtime more. Because usually when you got thrown out of your seat and got ejector, your shoulders would hit against the comfort collars and it would kind of hurt. Because it used to do that for me, but I used to like kind of like shrug it off. It didn't like annoy me as much as it did for other people. But for me, I just kind of shrugged it off and just kept going. But I'm glad they did that. It's all right, man. Do what you have to do. Appreciate you for being here. And thank you for joining me at SeaWorld on Friday. Appreciate you for joining me on SeaWorld on Friday. I really appreciate that. It was fun. And the dead rides we have was actually insane that day. Yep. Same. Well, yeah, same. Yeah, airtime is definitely the number one thing. I think a lot of people agree with that. I mean, inversions is one another one that people have that I will say is probably the next one for me. I love inversions on a coaster. I can't start sounding it. I love inversions. Especially zero G rolls and stalls. Those are my favorite two inversions. Zero G stalls and zero G rolls are my favorite two things. And I'm glad they're on most coasters I ride because it just gets a great whip out of like a lot of these coasters, and it actually gives you great whip, hang time, and just a surreal feeling. And you can't beat a zero G roll and a zero G stall for sure. Another thing I wanted to show is actually, let me exit out of this video. Another thing I wanted to show real quick is Big Bad Wolf. Big Bad Wolf is another thing I wanted to show. This right here. And I'm glad I paused it at the right point too. Big Bad Wolf has been moving progressively so fast. And that is something I wanted to talk about as well. Big Bad Wolf has been progressing so fast. The park has been working very fast on this coaster. And if you don't know the layout by now, so basically out the station is going to be a lift hill. Then you're going to go through like a Phoenix Rising. It's kind of going to be like Phoenix Rising, but what it does that Phoenix Rising doesn't is that it's going to have a second lift hill. Suppose it will have a second lift hill, and the second lift hill is going to be before the first set of brakes, before you go through the rest of the layout. So it's kind of a reminiscing of Big Bad Wolf, how Big Bad Wolf had two lift hills. It had two lift hills, and now this coaster, the B&M Family Invert, is gonna have two lift hills. You go up the lift hill, you go through a Phoenix Rising section. I think it's the exact same way Phoenix Rising is gonna be, and then you go through another lift hill before the first set of brakes, and then you go through another section before you hit the final brakes and then go into the station. I will say they have been moving fast. I was told by Kevin that before, I will say Kevin told me by January 5th, so this whole month until January 5th, we should see most of the track work finished. I will probably say 90%, maybe 85, maybe 80. I'm pushing it. I'll probably say 80. By January 5th, Kevin did say most of the track work should be finished. So I would probably say like 85% of track work should be finished because they already have supports up for most of the other layout, which is right here. I know it's a little dark, but right here is some support tracks for most of the other set of the layout, which they're working on. They're working on getting the other supports. You have this big support right here on the far in the corner left. You have these supports right here. And then you have this support right here. You have this support right here. And then you have a lot of supports going around. So they're trying to work to get the supports up first. So then they could easily do the track work. And like Kevin said, by January 5th, we should have like 85% of track work finished, which I'm pretty happy about. With this coaster, I'm pretty happy about the theme. I'm pretty excited about the theming. I can't wait to see how well they theme this coaster. What I wouldn't say hope, but my thing would be what I not hope. Trying to think of the word. What I really would love to see, there you go. What I really would love to see is them throw in a little bit of the old layout. I mean the old storyline, and then like dish in a little bit of the new storyline. So what I mean by that is um I don't know if I can find a thing of the old storyline, but what I mean by the new storyline is this. I really hope they condition the new storyline, which is this, how until now, how a lot of the return stuff, the beast is back and stuff like that. So I really hope they dish in a little bit of the new layout. I keep saying new layout, the new storyline, and then dish it in a little bit with the old storyline, how they would deal with Loch Ness per se. Loch Ness had its old storyline and then brought in a new storyline. So the old storyline basically was, I see, the beginning of the ride. Obviously, they had the old storyline throughout the queue. They had the old storyline up the lift hill. There's audio tracks with the old storyline and stuff like that. So they brought in the old storyline. The new storyline comes into play towards the end with the end screen in the tunnel. And the new storyline also comes into play at the exit as well. So I love how they did that with Loch Ness. And I would love to see them do that as well with Big Bad Wolf. And I would love to see them do, like, I want to say like a little like temple, whatever it's per se, not a temple, but like a little area where you can see the old storyline for Big Bad Wolf, how they did with Loch Ness at one time as well. What they did with Loch Ness is incredible. They played that, so they did it so well. They had the old storyline, the new storyline, and then before you could ride Loch Ness, they had a little spot where you could see the old storyline as well and go through all the old pictures, all the old stuff like that. I would love to see them do that as well with Big Bad Wolf, but have it all time. So I really hope that they do um like a wolf statue in the front of the coaster, like a wolf statue in front of the coaster, and then have like a temple, not a temple per se, but like a little spot somewhere on the right of the queue. No, not the right of the queue, the right of the entrance where you can go before you go in the ride. Like, so like they can have like a little spot where before you go into the ride, you can see the old storyline and go through the old storyline and stuff like that before you ride the new reimagined Big Bad Wolf, which is now Big Bad Wolf: The Wolf's Revenge. I hope they do something like that. So yes, let me stop sharing this. Yes. I know, yeah, I love this. I love how they have the train open as well, so you can see a lot of the theming and stuff like that. Not theming. See, now I'm getting stuck with theming. A lot of the layout, because a lot of the layout is very visual. If you get on the train, like Dimitri's Adventure said, if you get on the train, it's very, very, very visual. You literally can see everything. Probably not the whole layout, but most of the layout from the drop to probably like the first set of breaks you can probably see from the train, just from the train. And I know that's going to be a great op area as well. If you're a photographer, if you're a videographer, if you do videography, if you're a photographer that takes photos for parks and stuff, that train is going to be your friend. That train is going to give you some great opportunities for pictures. You're just going to have to get lucky with the timing on the coaster and hopefully have the train go as you're on the train. You're just going to have to get pretty lucky, which is 50-50. So you're going to have to get pretty lucky, which most of the time you probably will. And if you're very, very eager to get a picture or a video of the layout from the train, you're probably just gonna have to keep rewinding the train until you get that photo or video you really want. But there's other spots as well you could get great ops for photos, which I want to go to the park badly, but obviously with school, work and stuff is pretty hard. So I was supposed to go yesterday to the park, but because of school and work and stuff, it's pretty hard. And I work on the weekend, so it's pretty hard. So I was supposed to go to the park yesterday to give you guys a visual of everything, go on the train, give you guys a visual of everything, and show all the areas where you could get photo ops of the coaster. So I can show each spot of where you can take a picture for the coaster and have great photos for the coaster. So I heard about that. I heard about that. The train does open up late. Um, yeah, I heard about that. Um, I hope they did too, because honestly, you can do a lot more if the train was opened earlier. I definitely heard about that, which I hope they open it a lot earlier for this month specifically. I don't know if they were just testing it out to see how it goes, or it's permanently like that, how it opens up late. But hopefully they open it up early for a lot of people who go on the train to see Big Bad Wolf's plot and stuff like that. Hopefully. I'm nervous about the theming. I hope they learned their lesson about Pantheon and how we were all disappointed with the lack of theming. I will say they definitely learned a lot from with the theming with Pantheon. I will say that. I did talk to the part. They learned a lot. I hope there is plans, and I hope that one of their plans is to give Pantheon theming to close it for a minute. I don't care how long you close it. Close it for a minute, close it for a couple months. Hopefully, one of their plans is to give Pantheon theming at one point. Hopefully, you can close it for 5 months. I don't care. If there's theming involved, I would love that for Pantheon because a lot of people is wanting theming for Pantheon, and I hope that's one of their plans in the future. So I really hope that that's one of their plans for the future. I really hope. If not, it's gonna suck, but I really hope it's one of their plans. But I will say, don't be worried. Busch Gardens definitely is gonna kill the theming. I will say that for sure. What they did with Loch Ness is definitely gonna be what they did with Loch Ness and Dark Coaster in terms of theming with the queue. Okay, I'll say take Dark Coaster's queue and take Loch Ness Monster's theming on ride, and they really are going to kill the theming for this coaster. They're gonna absolutely do amazing with the theming on this coaster. Definitely don't be worried. I know because of Pantheon and stuff, but don't be worried. They absolutely been doing amazing with theming so far at their Pantheon. Dark Coaster's queue is absolutely themed to the max. I love Dark Coaster's queue. Dark Coaster might be one of my favorite themed queues out of like most parks. That queue is really greatly themed. I love how the outside you have the statue, but the head is cut off to really give you that feeling. What when you go into the ride, the queue as well going in is themed. I love how they have that poster, that illusion poster with Ludwig on it. I think that illusion poster with Ludwig on it is absolutely incredible. I like that as well. And then the theming, how they had the storm behind the window before you get on Dark Coaster is perfecto. I love how they did that. So they definitely, I think they have it. I think they're gonna do well. We just have to wait and see. Like I said, I will be documenting everything when it comes to Busch Gardens Williamsburg stuff in general and Big Bad Wolf, the Wolf's Revenge stuff in general. So whatever we get, I will be documenting it and I'll be picking it piece by piece. So I'm hoping that Busch Gardens does their own kind of like update soon. I think they're gonna pull a Loch Ness, like I said in my last video, in the update video, a day ago, 2 days ago. I can't remember. My brain is scrambled. Update number 4. I hope. Um, Now I just lost my train of thought. I'm trying to think. Hold on. I lost my train of thought. Uh, I can't think. I don't remember what I was saying. But like I was saying, I really think they're gonna do great with theming. We just have to wait and see. Oh, like I said, with Busch Gardens, I think they're gonna do what they did with Loch Ness in terms of their own update. They're gonna wait until they finish the whole layout. They're gonna update. They're gonna post a picture of them finishing the layout. Probably not because I don't think they did that with Loch Ness. I think I was documenting it and then I showed that track work was finished. I don't think they talked about it at all. They're probably gonna do what they did with Loch Ness per se. They're probably gonna have track work finished, and then they're gonna show how track work was being finished, and then show some updates behind the scenes with like theming and stuff like that. So whenever they do that, I will pick that piece by piece and really like give y'all the detailed stuff like I did with Loch Ness. Because what I did with Loch Ness was absolutely incredible, and I'm glad all of y'all loved it. A lot of people say they loved how I picked piece by piece with Loch Ness and how I did updates like, constantly with Loch Ness. That's what I'm doing now, and it won't stop because I know they're gonna do more stuff for like 2026 and stuff like that. So I'm gonna keep doing that because it's actually a fun thing to do. I love doing updates on a lot of their coasters and stuff like that, and just following along with it. So yeah, okay, I can see that. James, per se, how was the shows? I want to know how the shows were because I wanted to go so bad yesterday, but I really couldn't go because of work. So just let me know how the shows were. I definitely want to know how the shows were. I really do. That yeah, you're right. It was. It was. It was already themed. I want to say I love what they added per se. I should say what they added, not how it was already themed. Because you're right. You're absolutely right. It was already themed because of the dark ride. It was already themed because of the dark ride. They just had to add more stuff, but I love what they added to it. Definitely love what they added to it. That's what I meant to say. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, it was already themed, but what they added. Yeah, I definitely think they got it with theming. Like I said, like I said, I will be heavily picking it piece by piece. Hopefully, we get the Loch Ness monster theming. That right there was incredible. What they did with Loch Ness was incredible. And what I mean by theming is not honestly what's around the queue and in the queue, out like during the ride as well. What I mean as well, like what I hope they do is at some point in the ride, I hope they do like houses, like these houses right here. Hold on, let me share my thing one more time. Let me see. Yes, these houses. I really hope at some point during the ride they have these houses like broken down or whatever the case may be. Have some of these houses like broken down, like looked broken down, and like the wolf came into the town or something like that. Have some of the houses like broken down, and I have like one of these like main houses like stood up, and then have like some of them like a little bit broken down. Have some of them like look like whatever the case may be, like have it look broken down or whatever the case may be. I hope they do that because that would be one of the sickest things ever for a coaster. I really hope they do that. That would be one of the sickest things. And I really hope they do sound effects as well. That's another thing because Phoenix Rising sound effects actually played a great part in the coaster. I love how the Phoenix, like, it had some sound effects and stuff like that during the ride. It had some great, like, it didn't have like stuff like I hope Big Bad Wolf had, but it did have some stuff that I hope Big Bad Wolf have, but then have these houses in play as well. So like when you're passing through one of the broken houses, like when you're passing through one of these broken houses, I wish there's like a wolf growl, like a wolf that growls or whatever the case may be. Like you swoop through, but as you're swooping through, like a wolf growls plays, like a sound effect plays of a wolf growl. Like stuff like that would be pretty sick. And I hope they do that. That would be pretty sick. And that would be a really great top notch for the theming for Big Bad Wolf, which I really think they are going to do. But my main thing is I really would love to see them do those houses. That would be one of the sickest things ever that they did for a theming for a coaster there. That would be pretty sick. Anyway, she came yesterday. I was on an assignment with S&M in a couple minutes. Also came by, but I saw Scourge, Gloria, Fest House. Didn't know the name. And twice that night. Fest House. I'm trying to think because I know what you mean. The one at Fest House. Fest House. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know that one. I just can't remember the name as well. Yeah. All right, I'm glad that the shows were good because I really wanted to see the shows because I didn't get to see it last year, only because I was on time restraint. Because I only had 1 day there, and I think my flight came in pretty late. We got delayed so bad to the point where I got to the park when there was like I'll say I got to the park when there was like 5 hours left, like 4 hours left. So I was trying to ride everything and try to check out everything, but I couldn't check out most of the stuff. But I did see Gloria. I did see Gloria. That was pretty good. I did see Gloria, but I'm glad that the shows were pretty good. I really wish I came yesterday though. I do. And I'm glad you had like a great time. I really wish I came yesterday. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's why I write it more than once, because at first you're worrying about the layout as much and what's about the layout, but then I write it again to see everything after. That's what I did with Phoenix Rising. So with Phoenix Rising, I wrote it 4 times because it was dead. There was nobody in the station. I did front row for the POV, obviously, to get the POV for y'all, and then I did back row to get the POV for y'all. I just wanted to get the POVs out the way. But then I wrote it front row to really pay attention to the ride itself and pay attention to the layout and what's around the layout and what's during the layout, all the sound effects and stuff like that, take in the coaster and about the moments on the coaster and stuff like that. And then I did the same thing back row to compare to what I experienced on the front row, with really actually paying attention and not just worrying about the camera, but actually paying attention to about the layout. So that's something I do. But yeah, it's pretty hard to think about that stuff at once. So, but yeah, I mean, if there's any more questions, throw them in chat. Um, if there's any questions or anything about Twizzlers, if you missed it, we were talking about Vedanta World. If there's anything you missed and you want to go back, definitely after stream, you could definitely go back. We were talking about Vedanta World. We was talking about Park Sparrow's new we were talking about Vedanta World's new 2025 theme park, and their new coaster. We was talking about IAAPA, how my IAAPA experience was, which I will re-go over again. IAAPA, you have to try to go to IAAPA. IAAPA is one of the most surreal feelings ever, and it was just mind-blowing about how many exhibits there were. There were I think 1,100 exhibits there. There was exhibits outside, there was exhibits inside, and there was exhibits upstairs. It was just surreal. It was like mind-blowing. It was just overwhelming because of so much that there was there to see. And you just have to come to IAPA at least once, not like a forced thing, but it's so surreal. Like videos, trust me, videos do not do it justice. I was looking at 2023 IAPA and I'm like, dude, this looks cool, whatever the case may be. And I wasn't really paying attention because videos don't do it justice. Once you're actually at IAPA, whole different ball game, whole different ball game. It's just left, right, middle, center, exhibits everywhere. And the first day, trust me, on Tuesday, which I think they do every single time because they do it from Monday to Friday. Tuesday is always going to be the craziest day because everybody's trying to run to the press conferences and the coastal reviews and stuff like that. So my advice, I'm gonna give you a IAPA advice right now. Monday, come in, do your scanning. So you do not have to come on Tuesday to do it. Please, if you're coming to IAPA, do your registration on Monday. So get your lanyard on Monday because on Tuesday, when I mean it's packed, the registration is packed. A lot of people miss some of the stuff because of how long the registration line is to scan the QR code and then get your lanyard and stuff like that. So I advise, if you are coming to IAPA so you don't miss anything on Tuesday, come on Monday. Well, fly in on Monday. Come get your lanyard. And then Tuesday, experience everything. Wednesday, go to a park, whatever the case may be. Or if you just want to stay the entire time and do IAPA all time, definitely do that. That's a great experience as well. What I did, I cut it half and half. I did Monday to go get my lanyard, Tuesday to do the press conferences, coaster reviews, and stuff like that. Wednesday, I went to a park. Thursday, I went to IAPA and then I did a park. Friday, I did IAPA again and then went to a park. And then Saturday, I did a park and then went home. So you could definitely do it like that, or you could do IAPA just from Monday to Friday. But my greatest advice is, please go on Monday and then get your lanyard and then come back on Tuesday and then experience everything, because a lot of people miss stuff that they wanted to see because of how long the registration is to do the QR code and print out your lanyard and stuff like that, and whatever the case may be for IAPA. So yeah. I did have a great time, even though I rode 0 coasters, but I'll definitely be back before Christmas time is over. Tempesto ran yeah, and a Loch Ness Sunset. Okay, got you. Okay, yeah, I heard Tempesto is running now for um Christmas Town. That's awesome to hear because every single Christmas Town it's literally closed and stuff like that. So I'm happy to see Tempesto open. They definitely have to give Pantheon a break. I know they wanted to open Pantheon for Christmas Town, but they had to give it a break and stuff like that. But man, gonna hit. I don't know. Dang, I can't see. That was a long stream. I am gonna end it here. Um. Oh, and quick thing before I end it, just want to show you guys my like I just want to show you guys my 2024 um 2024 like a little snippet of my 2024 year in one. I just want to show my 2024 year in one quickly cuz I am probably going to be making a full video. I am probably going to be making a full video on my 2024 experience and stuff like that. So, give me 1 second. Where can I find it? Here it is. Okay, cool. All right. I want to show y'all my 2024 stuff real quick before I end stream. So we have Iron Menace. I'll let it run through and then I'll talk about some stuff throughout the video. All right. So some stuff to pinpoint. This is the 2024 edition. I did one for 2023, but it was only a post. This year I wanted to do an actual like clip of the 2024 edition. And yeah, this year was so surreal. I'm going to mute this real quick so I can show you some of the stuff. Uh so this is some of the stuff behind that I blurred. This was Iron Menace Media Day, one of the funnest times ever. Iron Menace, the dive coaster, the all new for 2024 dive coaster that opened up back a few months ago. Iron Menace was so fun. I absolutely loved Iron Menace. This is me and Sammy, Built to Thrill. Make sure to follow Built to Thrill. He's doing awesome things and is doing great things for his age. I love what he's doing. Make sure to follow Built to Throw on Instagram. That's Built to Throw riding with me. This is Loch Ness Monsters Media Day, which was one of the funnest days ever. Like really one of the funnest days ever. Same day I interviewed Susie. Susie is amazing, such a great person. Susie has been doing amazing at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, and thank you to Susie for all she does at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. She has doing an amazing job for years, and I can't thank Susie enough for a lot of stuff she's been doing. This right here is probably my second favorite moment of 2024, which was being able to film on Air Force One, one of the most funnest times of my life. Just flying to Georgia for a day to collab with Fun Spot, and being able to record on Air Force One and stuff like that. So, and just checking out the park and stuff like that was a very fun, surreal moment as well. The interview with Adam Sandy. If, like I said again, if you weren't here earlier, if you haven't seen the interview with me and Adam, make sure to check it out. There's a lot of awesome stuff Simpirla has in the future. Me and Adam talking about some stuff that's coming up in 2020. That's me and Adam talked about some stuff in 2026, the new Parks Peru coaster. We talk about some stuff in 2025. We talk about some stuff in 2024, some past stuff and stuff like that. So Make sure to check out the interview with Adam. It was a very great interview, and thank you to Adam as well for letting me interview him, and thank you to Zamperla as well for letting me be along their journey as well, because it's been a fun journey with them for sure, and I'm glad to be a part of their journey. This one, SNS, Twizzlers, Iron Gwazi, riding Iron Gwazi again. Phoenix Rising, riding Phoenix Rising for the first time. Penguin Track, riding Penguin Track for the first time. Pipeline, riding Pipeline in the sunset was pretty surreal. Susie again, it's just a rewind of stuff. Dorney Park, Airy Force, Adam, and then boom. So that was some surreal stuff. And then I'm going to, yes, Susie is outstanding. I love Susie. Shout out to Susie. Thank you to Susie for a lot she does at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, because she does an amazing job at Busch Gardens Williamsburg for sure. And yeah, it's I will say that Susie is outstanding. Susie is amazing. Susie has done a great job with a lot of stuff at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. She has been doing some great things with Busch Gardens Williamsburg, and can't thank Susie enough for a lot of stuff she's done. And yeah, that was some stuff. I will say thank you guys for the journey for 2024. I did take a break here and there. I think I took like a 5-month break, whatever the case may be. What it was, 5 months? Yeah. Took a break in June. June, July, August, September, October. I think I came back in October, September. So that's like 4 or 5 months. So it was like 4 or 5 months of break. Just had to get my mind right and stuff like that. So yeah. I can't thank y'all enough for the opportunities y'all give Park Visions for sure. A lot of these stuff that I do will not be without y'all, and I really appreciate y'all. And a little motivational speech for December is what I always think is first, whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to get better at, keep going for sure. It like you won't be able to do it if you don't keep going, keep going. There's gonna be a lot of closed doors for sure. You won't have a lot of open doors, just easily a lot of open doors. You won't have a lot of open doors. So you want to just wait your turn, wait to get that key to open up that door. And just wait your turn, wait your time. And then once you get that time, just go crazy and do what you got to do, and just put in that time and effort and stuff like that. And don't waste no time, because you're going to see a great result. Like I said, for me, I'm waiting for my time. I know my time is coming. I just got to keep grinding, keep going, keep posting, whatever the case may be, and stuff like that. So I know my time is coming. I just got to keep posting. Stuff won't happen out the blue. You just got to keep posting and stuff like that. So, like I said, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to get better at, keep trying. There won't be a lot of open doors off the bat. You might get lucky. There won't be a lot of open doors off the bat. There's gonna be a lot of closed doors. You just gotta wait for that key. You gotta wait for your time. You gotta wait for your turn. And once you get that turn, put in the time, put in the effort, put in the dedication and stuff like that. And then you will see great results in what you want to do, and great results in what you want to see and stuff like that on socials, whatever you're doing in terms of jobs, socials, YouTube, whatever the case may be. Keep going, keep grinding, keep doing your thing. And yeah, just keep going. I want to be a changed person. I'm trying to be a changed person. I'm not trying to be in a lot of this drama. I'm just trying to post. I'm just trying to post on YouTube, minding my business. I just want to post on YouTube, post on Instagram. There's a lot of drama going on social media and stuff like that, in the coastal community, stuff like that on Instagram. I just want to mind my business. I just want to post on Instagram. I just want to post on YouTube. I just want to keep doing my thing. Everybody knows I'm laid back. I'm on my business. I do what I got to do, and I'm gonna just keep posting, doing my thing. And yeah, if you're doing what you're doing, keep doing your thing. I'll catch y'all. Park Visions is out. and I see y'all in 2025. And I truly appreciate y'all for all of the opportunities y'all give Park Visions and stuff like that. So thank you. Appreciate y'all. See y'all and see y'all in 2025.